friends, it's Amy Tangerine. Welcome back to my studio and my channel. Happy New Year. I am so excited to share with you a flip through of my 2021 memory planner. It's been a memory keeping device and probably one of my favorite ways to document the little things, the big things. Using it as a creative expression tool has fulfilled me in so many different ways, and thank you all for such kind words about the Archer and Olive collaborations we've done over the years. As you know, we didn't have one ready for 2022, but I'll be using this one, which is no longer available, but you can use any of the tips I have that I'm going to be showing you or techniques in any planner that you have. I happen to be using this undated for 2022. It's the Make Your Day one. I haven't put the tabs in or anything yet, but I'm going to be flipping through this one for you, which is nice and chunky for 2021. And I really hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling happy. I hope you're healthy and feeling inspired to carve out time for yourself to get creative in whatever way you can. We really have to work on taking care of ourselves and our loved ones around us. I just hope that you are enjoying these videos whenever I get a chance to publish them. Thanks for sticking with me, and give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Without further ado, let's go to the flip through. The cover says so many possibilities, and when you open it, it says, "Let sunny optimism shine on 2021. Remember how we were all so over 2020 and wanting to get on with a new year? Yeah, well, let's bring more of the sunny optimism into our days whenever you may be watching this. My word of the year was present, and it served me well in a number of ways. It was both a way for me to soak up and savor and have awareness over the present moment, and to recognize the gifts. I had magazine clippings throughout and wrote some breakthroughs down. I thought I would share some of the biggest takeaways and tips for memory planning, getting creative, and just being mindful of the moments we are all living through. I've narrowed it down to 10 overarching things, some of them lessons, some of them tips, just ideas I wanted to share with you that might enlighten you or just be enough to get those creative juices flowing. Be sure to leave any comments or questions below and give this video a thumbs up. Here we go. Number 1. Use your favorite supplies. I know that if you've been following along for quite some time, you have heard me say this again and again. You will treasure your memories and love looking back on your memory planner, notebook, creative project, or whatever so much more if you're using what you love. I promise. Don't save them in a drawer for a rainy day or a perfect project or opportunity. Don't wait until then to use that special sticker. It just isn't worth it, my friends. Use what you love. You will not regret it. And if you think you will, then just buy another sticker sheet or pattern paper and you can collect the one, and chances are your styles and tastes will evolve just like it is now, and the products themselves will evolve. Enjoy the process of using the supplies you love. Number 2, your little efforts actually compound. Taking just a few minutes each day to get something down on paper really adds up. You're seeing the culmination of a whole year in one notebook. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, meaning that sometimes it feels like there's so much blank space that you can't possibly fill it, or it just feels too overwhelming. Well, you need to start somewhere, and a good place to start is where you are. Take the little time that it takes to carve out, whether it's 10, 15 minutes each day, to do something creative just for you. And don't get bummed by a single mistake or page. What's more important is the self-reflective aspect, as well as the process of creating and documenting your memories. Luckily, chances are that no one needs to see your memory planner, and it serves as a way for you to document and remember and express yourself creatively. Have fun with it. Number 3, try out new color schemes and techniques. You might find that sometimes life just feels repetitive. It's good to have routines and rhythms that work for you, but if we have learned anything about the last couple of years, it is that we need to be adaptable to changing and uncertain times. Many of these things are out of our control, but what we do have control over is the thoughts we think, the images we visualize, and the actions we take. So let's make them colorful, vibrant, and fun. Number 4, get excited about the little things, no matter how mundane they may seem. I used to not like doing the dishes, but instead I had to reframe my approach, and I had the craziest revelation at the end of 2021. Since moving into our new home last year, we had rarely had people over, like too many people, right? So one night in December, we had our family over for dinner, and I felt immense gratitude for seeing a dishwasher full of dishes that evening. Another simple reframe is replacing I have to with I get to. I get to spend time in the morning preparing my son's lunch, and I'm grateful he is healthy and mindful and specific about what he wants to eat. See what I did there? A simple reframe might be just what you need. Number 5, celebrate on the daily. You don't need a special occasion to treat yourself to something you want or to show someone you care. Simple as that. If I see something that I know someone will love, then I just order it and have it sent to them without having to wait for their birthday or Christmas or whatever. Life is a special occasion enough on its own. Number 6, be a maximalist. Don't be afraid to fill up blank spaces. I used to feel discouraged when I'd look back over a week and see so many blank spaces in my planners and journals. To me, they represented failures to log my days properly, quote unquote. Now I get excited when I see them because I realize they're actually opportunities to add beautiful embellishments and flourishes throughout. Those empty spaces are a blessing in disguise. If you want to be more true to the past, you can always journal a little bit about your experiences or emotions in colorful pens and markers. And if you already keep a journal, just write down some of the key things that you would like to remember about the day. Gratitude practices are always great too. Number 7, add layers. Try layering different media for multi-dimensional looks and feels throughout your book. You can start with some splashes of watercolor. You don't need to hold back. Once the watercolor layer is dry, you can add simple stamps, stickers, die cuts, and washi tapes in layers to create the perfect multi-layered masterpiece. The benefit to working through things in layers is that you can always cover up something you don't like with a sticker or a die cut. Just remember that if you're stamping or using watercolors, allow everything to dry fully before you move on. Number 8, your creative practice matters. Plain and simple, you deserve to carve out time to document your life in a way that works for you. Number 9, it's fun to look back on where you were and how far you have come. Number 10, give yourself grace and space. There's a collective consciousness in creativity that calls us sometimes in loud voices and sometimes in a whisper. Don't be too hard on yourself, and if you're wanting to just paint all over a specific day or write a huge quote down about how hard life is right now, that's okay. Give yourself full permission to feel what you need to and express yourself in a way that promotes your own growth along your unique journey. I hope that you have found this to be inspiring and empowering. I'm grateful to you and this amazing community for even wanting to see the ways I'm using this memory planner. Leave any questions or comments below, and here's to a bright, optimistic future ahead for all.